What if 20th century America decided to give up gun ownership? Would they be safer, or would they trade freedom for it? Let's explore this dramatic historical turning point. Guns, an inseparable part of American culture and history, a symbol of self-defense. In the early 20th century, the Constitution protected the right to bear arms. But what if a complete gun ban was enacted? Where would American society go? Join history's forked path as we uncover unwritten chapters of history. In the early 20th century, the United States experienced an industrial boom, rapid urbanization, and massive changes. At the same time, criminal gangs emerged, especially during the volatile Prohibition era. The right to bear arms remained constitutionally protected, an inseparable part of the nation. However,
I'm not sure how to
the
follow
rise
up
in
after
violence
that.
sparked intense debate about the role
I think
of
there is
guns.
some good to say on your part.
Nevertheless, gun culture remained strong, deeply rooted in the notion of self-defense. It was part of the spirit of independence, not easily swayed by pressure. The idea of individual self-defense, the right to bear arms, was a core value. A young nation with a history of struggling to protect its freedoms. This is the context in which a decision to ban guns would completely change the future. First hypothesis: a gun ban would face fierce public opposition. The process of confiscating weapons would be challenging, creating a strong black market for firearms. Second hypothesis: a gun ban would reshape the structure of crime and national security. Criminals would use alternative weapons, and police would change their confrontation strategies. When the gun ban was enacted, a wave of fierce opposition swept across the United States. Farmers felt deprived of tools to protect their families and crops from animals. Those living in remote areas felt more vulnerable than ever. Massive demonstrations took place in major cities, demanding the right to self-defense. The federal government, under immense pressure, had to establish control mechanisms. The process of gun confiscation was extremely difficult,
I think it means everything.
encountering widespread non-cooperation. A thriving black market for weapons developed, with guns being smuggled. Smuggled guns sometimes crossed borders, entering the U.S. from neighboring countries. Criminal gangs quickly adapted, finding alternative weapons. Although guns were no longer easily accessible, they switched to knives and machetes. Improvised explosives and even vehicles were also used. Bank robberies became less likely to involve shootings, but violence remained significant. The level of violence did not significantly decrease. It merely changed form. However, mass shootings became significantly rarer. Cities witnessed a change in the perception of public safety. Some people felt safer without the worry of guns.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It has been too long.
While others felt more anxious about not being able to defend themselves. Non-weapon self-defense classes began to flourish. Community
It's this kind of
vigilance
gathering that
programs
truly
also
reminds
thrived.
us of the strength we find in unity and the power of shared purpose.
creating a major mental shift in how Americans viewed security. Personal responsibility for security was no longer just armed self-defense. It became about building strong communities based on trust. The vigilance and cooperation of individuals created a solid shield, creating a new definition of collective strength, transcending violence. This change permeated every corner of social life. It reshaped core values from education to conduct. A society where self-defense no longer meant possessing weapons. Instead, it was trust in the community and the legal system. Hundreds of years later, America had a completely different definition of freedom and security. Gun-related deaths significantly decreased, creating a safer society. Murders and suicides involving guns became very rare. A society where public mass shootings were almost
He
unthinkable.
loves chasing that kite.
A vibrant civil culture developed without the presence of guns. Younger
And
generations
the little
grew up with
tadpoles
different
will grow
views on
into
self-defense and the right to bear arms. Police forces were trained with different skills, focusing on conflict resolution. They also focused on negotiation and using advanced surveillance technology. This doesn't mean crime disappeared. Organized crime still existed. They might have become stronger in controlling the illegal arms market. The debate about the boundary between safety and freedom would still continue. But within
This
a
helps the
completely
plants
different
to make
framework,
food for themselves.
focusing on the roots of violence. There might have been a greater focus on
I feel like
mental
I'm
health
not doing
programs.
something that is like too far off the beaten path.
America could have become a nation with a higher sense of community. People would rely on each other and on the legal system to ensure security. Instead of relying on individual self-defense with guns, collaboration would be emphasized. The world would also view the U.S. through a different lens, a unique nation. One that chose collective safety over ultimate individual rights in an important aspect. A historical decision that forever changed the destiny of a nation. From a small turning point, a new path was opened, full of challenges and hope. This new society still faced its own challenges regarding order, and continued to explore the true meaning of freedom in a new context. The important thing is that the choice opened up countless new possibilities, shaping a different nation with redefined values. The development of civilization based on understanding and cooperation.
Yeah,
Instead
because
of
I think a lot of
conflict and
times it's not
violence,
even.
Education
It's not even a
and
thing of
dialogue
not
were
the myth of
prioritized.
distribute in a fast forward sort of thing.
Yeah, but
This is a different America, an America shaped by a difficult choice. Was the safety achieved worth the price of changing the definition of freedom? There are no easy answers, Every historical turning point offers valuable lessons. Let history's forked path know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe.